guess it doesn't matter. We've had our thick and thin, enough to know that I would rather not go through life without you. And in the end, I'm just glad we're friends. And in the end, I'm just glad we're friends.
Hey everybody, Chico and Poppy here with Poppy making another awesome dinner. This one, I keep saying that this one's easy, this one's easy, this one's easy, but I'm telling you this one is really, really easy. We're going to do pulled pork, and I'm probably going to make them into sandwiches and then make some nice fried onion rings to put on top. At one point I used to put some coleslaw in there on top as well, but coleslaw is not my favorite, so I kind of avoid that most of the time. What we're going to start with is a nice pork butt roast. And what I look for, guys, is I try to find the pork that's dark meat. Picture like a pork chop, like a real good pork chop. You know how the pork is like white, the other white meat they say? Well, pork also has dark meat, and the dark meat is awesome when you're doing veal and peppers. I use pork when I do veal and peppers most of the time. Or when you're doing pulled pork. So you look for the dark meat, and you can tell it's a darker color here than the lighter white of the like a pork chop would be. So very, very cheap cut. This is like, what is this? This is 4 pounds, and I got it for like $3.30 or something like that. Crazy cheap. Every nationality has some type of a recipe like this where they use a cheap cut of meat and then slow cook it to feed a whole family. That's what all different nationalities did, and the Italians were no different. The ossobuco was a perfect example, and the pulled pork is another example. And this is super easy. I'm gonna put a good barbecue sauce on this when it's all done. But in the beginning, we're going to just add lots of different things to it. I'm going to start with a little bit of salt just to help break that down. And I'm going to add a little fresh pepper to this. Alright, I like to cook this low and slow, so like a 275 would be a good temperature to do this if you got a good 3 hours. I'm not sure if I'm going to have 3 hours today. Mercy might be coming home before that. So I'm going to keep this closer to like maybe a 325, but I prefer to keep it under 300 if you have a chance, if you have the time. Alright, so we're going to just put this right in here. I don't brown this or anything. This is going right in. Okay. And then I like to add, I have some barbecue sauce from last time, so I have just a little extra here. So I'm going to just use some stuff that I had from last time. Going to get as much in there as I can. I'm going to do a little bit of the Worcestershire sauce. That gives it some flavor. What else do I use? I use a little bit of soy sauce. All this helps break it down. I probably shouldn't have done the salt because I got soy sauce, so why don't we not do that? You guys not do that. Alright, and here's something that I love. It's called liquid smoke. And this gives a little edge to your meat that other people don't have. The liquid smoke gives you this a taste as if you were cooking it outside on a grill. It's like the real stuff reduced down, and it's super strong. You don't need a lot of it. I'd say maybe with something like this would be a teaspoon. It's very strong, but you will get an awesome flavor with liquid smoke. It doesn't cost that much either. It's pretty inexpensive. Alright, so I think that's going to be about it. Let me rub this on here a little bit. I'm going to try to empty this out as best as I can, and then we're going to throw this in the oven, and we're going to shoot for about 3 hours, okay?
3 hours later.
Okay, so it's been a few hours, and it's time to take this out. gotta do now is we gotta pull it all. Here's some of the meat there. Look how nice that looks. I'm just gonna use 2 forks. I'm just gonna lightly pull this. I don't want to shred it to death. A little bit of fat there, so I'm going to pull that off. Ooh, it's hot. And we're just going to pull this lightly. We don't want to shred it to death. Okay, so this is just about all pulled here. Now you want to add your good barbecue sauce. And get something unlike what I was cooking it in. You get yourself something that you really like. And this is where we add more to it. Alright, so this looks like we're just about done here. This over here for now. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna make some onion rings so that we can put them on top of our sandwich. So I'm gonna do it right here in this pan here. It's not a big deal. Just add some oil here. Cut ourselves an onion. We used to make our own onion rings when we had our businesses, family businesses and stuff. And the money you could make off of onion rings, because you'll see here, 1 onion, you get 1,000,000 onion rings. See how many you get? Okay, so I have a little bit of egg. I have a little bit of flour. And I took some breadcrumbs and some Parmesan cheese, some salt and pepper in here. Looks like we're just about ready here, so go in the flour a little bit. Egg. Breadcrumb. Okay, so everything is done here. All we have to do is fix our plates here. So what I've done is I've toasted up these beautiful rolls here. Always remember that a sandwich is only as good as the bread you put it on. You can do all of this work, but if you put it on a lousy piece of bread, you're going to have a lousy sandwich. This is a real nice piece of bread. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little of the barbecue sauce here on it first. Okay. Then our pork. Like that. And then we're going to put some of these homemade onion rings on top. Just like that. Tell me that isn't a good looking sandwich. I made some French fries here for Chico. And there you have it. This is a pulled pork sandwich with homemade onion rings on top. Always remember what Grandma Jen used to say, enjoy your life and your food every day. Ciao.